Okay, so yesterday we completed the Redux part and we created the test file where we see how the Redux is connected. That is, reducer is connected with the actions using the connect module of the React Redux. We will be building a lot of this component like this. So if you have not mastered it, it's not to be worried. We will be doing it again and again. Okay, and just once you are off the class, just go through test file, test reducer file, and test action file, because these three are the files which we will be building every time. Okay, now let's go to, I will give you some task now. Before that, I will start my server. Okay, I showed you yesterday that how to buy the domain, and if you want to buy a domain for yourself, you can buy a domain for yourself. We got two domains. One is the Campaign Ninja. So in future, once my website is complete, I will push the code into this website. And another one was the scriptlaunch.us. That will be the second website. That will be the another website which we will do after this Campaign Ninja. That is called scriptlaunch.us. So once you bought this domain, I just want to give short introduction what we did. We went to domain company and bought domain. Okay, now we have to go to some hosting company to get the hosting space. Okay, so you can go to any hosting company where you want to get the space, but this there are different kind of hosting company. If you want to host Node.js application, then you have to buy virtual server, or it's called virtual private server, or you can buy dedicated server. Okay, so if you want to host Node.js application, you have to buy these two things. And you can also put all your code inside this application. I have already one virtual private server where I will be putting my Node.js or Parse server application. Okay, since I will be creating number of websites, I will point all the websites, that is, I will point Parse server of all the websites to this one common place, which I have already in my one of the VPS. So if I build Campaign Ninja, whatever data it will store in this only, in this VPS. And once I build this script launch, that will also point to this VPS, that is the Node.js server, which is running on this VPS. But my React code for both of these will be in another server. That will be shared hosting. Okay, this shared hosting does not have Node.js. You cannot run the Node.js application in this shared hosting. But since React has only HTML files, so I can put HTML files inside my shared hosting. I will show you my VPS in few days and how Node.js is running there. And I will then show you how I will create these two domain in this shared hosting. So always, whenever you want to build your website, you need the domain and you need the hosting provider where you can host your files. If you have application with Node.js, you can create the Node.js application in the VPS. I can put all these couple of these two also inside my VPS. So that is also another option. Do not worry about this right now. I will show you both the things in future, not today. Okay, let's try to build our code right now. Right now border is coming. I don't need the border. Let me delete the border. So in my layout, I just put the border. I don't want the border, so I'll go into the layouts, layout 3, and here I put the border to show you how the space looks like. So now no border is coming. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So today we have to start building our campaign management website. So the first task to be done here is to build a new campaign. We have to build a new campaign. Okay, so new campaign will be user should be logged in, and if user is not logged in, we will send the user to the login page. So user has to log in or register it, because if you register also you will be logged in, and then we will redirect user to the new campaign page. I am just telling you the requirement for this new campaign. So right now the new campaign will have the title field. What is the name of the campaign? Title or the name? Title of campaign. Second thing which we need is we are only pushing to GitLab, not GitHub. Okay. Okay. Second thing is we need another field, that is the description of the campaign. Right now I need only these two fields. I may add more fields, but right now I will not add any other field except these two fields. And then I will submit it. After submission, it will go to my database. So let me think of the table which I will be using. I just not told you that I will be using this par server running in this VPS. So I will be putting my campaign domain, script launch domains to this VPS. So I should create the table name so that I should know it is related to which domain. Okay, so for example, for campaign, let's see if I will append every table with the C1. So whatever table I will create, I will append with C1 so that I will know all C1 are related to my campaign website. Because this will be the generic one, I will not create another par server for different domains, because I will be building hundreds of domains. I don't want to build 100 of VPS with 100 of par server running all things. So everything will go into this single par server. Okay, so let's make the append everything with the C1. So name of the table will be campaign. Okay, so table name is the campaign, C1 campaign. Okay. And what will be the fields of this campaign? So one will be the title of the campaign. So I can say title as one of the field. Next will be the description. Okay, what else I should put? Already we have the created ad, updated ad, which is by default given by the par server. But I will also mention few more fields. Maybe I say deleted, deleted will be 1 or 0. Tomorrow, if I want to delete the campaign, I will just make deleted 1. So initially by default it will be 0. Next will be the status. Status will be 1 or 0. So user can hide the campaign if he don't want to run it, and then later on he can enable it. This is kind of enable or disable. Okay, another option Shweta is saying logo. So I will add few more fields later, like logos, like Shweta is suggesting logo. So let's add logo after a few days. Right now I am not interested to put logo right now today. So it will be deleted, it will be status. Now I want the user who created this campaign. So we have to put the user. This will be nothing but parse.user.current. So who is logged in, he will be able to add the campaign. So we know who has created this campaign. So there will be lot of activities in this campaign. Okay, duration is not needed. It will be ongoing. Whenever you're done, you can enable or disable it or let it run. I don't need duration. It's not time bound, because what is campaign means? Campaign means movement or drive. So for example, you are thinking of Biden 2024 or Trump 2024. If they win in 2024, you keep this open so that other user can see what the campaign was. Let it be open unless you feel to disable it. Okay, so let it run for indefinite time unless you feel to disable it. Okay, so now we have to also think of the ACL, because you know a lot of things will happen in this campaign. Okay, so when a lot of things will happen in this campaign, there should be a person who can delete the things or who can edit the things, kind of thing. So this user is kind of admin of this campaign. We can think of this user as admin of this campaign. So let's say if we have news feed for this campaign. So if something user doesn't feel that some particular post is not good, he can delete it. Okay, so he should be able to delete that post. So we should think of that way also, that whatever things will happen in this campaign, this admin should be able to handle it. And there is one bigger admin, super admin. If you consider Facebook, your post can be deleted by the group admin also, but Facebook can also delete your post. So think of the super admin who can also manage all the campaigns. So super admin is me. So whatever content is also created, I should be also be able to delete it or edit it, in addition to the campaign administrator. So regarding the ACL, we need to think of this point. Whenever we build, we have to think about this ACL part. So the super admin will have the role, because if you see this table, we have the role. This is the role table. Okay, so we will be creating the role, and whenever campaign is created or any content is created, we should also take care of the role in the ACL. Okay, so there will be the top super admin. He has the role of administrator. So when the campaign is created, we should think that administrator should be able to delete it. That is what the purpose is. Also, the campaign admin also can also be able to delete it. But all other users, they can only read this campaign. They cannot edit it or they cannot delete it. So the ACL will be write access to role administrator. This is the super admin. Okay. So whenever the campaign is created, we need to think of the ACL. What things ACL? Where to put the ACL? Next is read access to public. Any can see it. Anyone can read what is the title, what is the description. Okay. Then write access to the creator, because the user, that is the admin who has created this campaign, he should have the right access so that he can edit the status from enable to disable, from disable to enable, from normal to deleted, whatever he can do that. So he should be able to write the access to the creator, write access to the creator of this campaign. Next, what we have to do, we also have to create one role for this campaign. So when we create this campaign, we can we get the ID. We can get the ID of this campaign. So we will create a role based on this ID. Why I will create role? I will tell you just in 1 minute. So the role will be like this: campaign underscore this dynamic ID, which will be their ID, and this will be the admin. So the admin, that means the user who has created. Okay, let me think. Okay, forget about this admin. I will just create the campaign ID. Okay, so we will create one role called as campaign ID. ID will be this one, the one which is generated, this ID for this campaign. I will create this role, okay, for this campaign ID, and I will also okay, I will just now only create this role. Let me think how I can use this in the ACL. That I will think in few minutes and I'll let you know. But now, what is the purpose of creating this campaign ID? The purpose of creating this role is whenever we have the new messages, okay, or whenever we have new news feed for this campaign, or whenever we have any other information for this campaign, so the owner of this news feed will be able to delete it, because this news feed will be inserted by different user. Public can come. So for example, this campaign is created by Manish. Okay, now let's think we have only one table, news feed. So for the campaign 1, Kate will come and insert one record. Okay, so Kate is the owner of this record because she inserted it. So now Kate can delete it because Kate is the owner. Super admin can also delete it because we will give the access to super admin also every time. Super admin also can delete it. What about the owner of this? What about the owner of this campaign? Okay, so owner of this campaign will be inside this campaign role. Okay, so owner of this campaign will be inside this campaign role. So when I want to give the right access to the owner of the campaign, I will just give the access to this role, write access to campaign ID role. When I give the write access to campaign ID role, whatever Kate has inserted, he can also delete it. The owner of this can also delete it. So that is the purpose of giving the access to this one. Okay, so more will be cleared as we go further. Right now, there are too many things in this page, so you may get lost in few minutes. Okay, and I am also thinking in front of you how the site will be, because I have not thought before, or I have not created this website. I have to brainstorm along with you how the things will go, what things we should take care of. Okay, so that's all for now. So let's create one page for this new creation of the campaign. So everyone should follow the steps which I am doing. And this new campaign you have to do yourself, and then you have to give me that file, and then I will correct it. This is something kind of exercise. And once you're done, then I will show you how to do things in the right way. Okay, don't think that first I will show you and then you will do. I will only guide you now. You have to build it based on my guide. And once you're done, you have to send me the file. You can send the file privately in the Telegram, and there is no any other option, because here the chat is taking very limited amount of space. So you have to send me in the Telegram, attach your file or copy paste your whole file and give it to me, so that I can see what mistakes you have done. And if you do the mistakes, that will be the learning point. You will learn based on your mistakes. That is what we have to do. We have to do a lot of mistakes now, so that your mind should get clear in some time that, okay, yeah, I did mistake this. Next time I will not do that. Okay, so I will do some part and then I will hand over things to you. So we are in the website 3. We will be building. Those who have to leave, they can leave. They can watch the video later, and then they can build it later. No problem. The recording is going on. They can watch later. Okay. So now we will be having lot of modules, like campaign is there, message is there, newsfeed is there, chat is there. Lot of things will be there. So I will not put directly here in this folder, website 3. I will be creating subfolders. So the new folder which I will create is called the campaign. Okay, inside campaign, I will create a new file called as create.jsx. Okay, so once I created this file, it's a dummy structure right now. I will go in my routing and I will point this to some routing point. So let's go to the routing. And in the routing, I will call this file. So here I will write down the campaign. So let me copy one of the thing and put it here, and then I will change it. Or I will name it as campaign create. It will call components website 3, and inside that campaign, and inside campaign it will call the create part. Okay, so I name it campaign create. I will create one route. And here I'll give the path campaign create. So whenever user will go to campaign create, he will be able to go to this component, and in this component he will see the create part. Let's double check this path. So I'm in the create page. As you can see, this is the create here. Okay, so before I go further, you should create the folder like this, website 3 campaign create.jsx, and in the routing you call this create part and create one route with the create part. Do this and then we'll go further. What to do, I'll tell you. Okay, so if you have done it, so think about this, that we need only these two fields on the page and we need the submit button. When user click the submit button, he should be calling the handle submit, where we should post everything to the parse server. Okay, that is what we have to do. Okay, so think about this. Let me think about this. Let me think. Okay. Also make sure when someone goes onto this page, if he is not logged in, we have to redirect him to another page, that is the login page. Okay. And to display this title and description, we have to use the widgets. One is the input box for the title and the rich text area for the description. So we have to take use of these two widgets to make him insert the data. Also, we have to wrap everything in the grid. So let me show you the grid part. So we have the grid in the material UI. So you have to do the things. I'm just guiding you what things you have to do. You have to go to grid. Okay. So this is the part of the grid. Okay. So let me show you what change you have to do with this grid. So if you have to make 2 columns of the grid, you can make 8 or 4 or 6 or 6 or 3, 3, 3, many columns if you want, 3, 3, 3, 4 columns, like that you can make the columns. But right now with our project, we want everything to be one column, single column. So you will put 12 instead of 8, you will put 12. So if I want to create the grid here, I will delete all this grid. Okay, so I will put, let's delete this item part. So I'll put 12 here, and inside this I will put the title input box, and I will copy this part and I'll paste it here. Now in this second grid, it will be also 12, and here I will put the description in input box. Okay, so this will be our structure inside the create one. Okay, so let me give you the structure. You have to do it yourself. So here I will just say H3 for now. Later on we will use the typography also. For now I'm just putting this simple text. Let's say create new campaign. Okay, and then after this create new campaign, I'll put the grid part. I have to import the grid also. So this is something I have to import. Only grid part. And I have to import these two also, input box and rich text area, which you will do. And instead of title, you will use input box. Instead of description, you will use rich text area. Right now, I'm not asking you to build any state variable. Right now, I'm not asking you to build any function. Okay, just try to use input box here and use rich text area here. And this grid I just copied from here. Where? Which website? Material UI. You should always open this Material UI page in some of in your one of the tabs, and you have to go to the grid part and copy the things from there. Okay, don't copy, don't you write yourself. You may do mistakes. Okay, just copy from there and put it here and put it here. I will also put one more grid for my button. So here I will put button. This button will be submit button. When I will click this button, I will call the one function which we don't have to build right now. So just finish this part and send me this whole file in the Telegram chat. Okay, so that I can see whether you have correctly put this, whether you have correctly put this, whether you have correctly put this button. Remember, title part, this is not the text. You have to copy, you have to get this input box, put it here. For description, get the rich text area, put it here. Give some name, give some label, give some value. On change handler, right now just write down an empty function inside it. Don't write down the real function. Just empty function is fine. So whenever the description is changed, what function you will call it. So just put it that way. Those who are very new, they won't be able to do it. So they can observe it. After you are done, I will show you the right way to do, and then they can copy it. Okay, those who know, they can do it. Okay, your time starts now. Let me know when it's done. Send me the file in chat here also. You can give because it is small file, or if it doesn't accommodate here, you can put it in React Telegram chat. Send me personally. Don't show to others. Okay, finish this create page. Finish this means only just the form part. Do not create any function or state variable right now. So right now, do not use the box here. Just create it with the grid. So since in the material UI it is saying it is to be wrapped with the box, but for now, do not use the box here. Just put it with the grid. So when you call the input box, when you call this input box, make sure when you call this input box, you provide some name, provide some label, provide some value. Just put a dummy value. Handle change, just put a dummy function. No need to pass a disabled right now. Put the type, put the helper text, make error as false. Just put all these props. And when you build the rich text area, you should also put all these props, though some of them will not work right now, but you should actually put the placeholder and put some dummy value now. So if you have sent me without this dummy value, just edit it. And full width is inside here. Full width is already inside here. So you don't need to put the full width here when you call it. Because when you call the input box, it already has the full width. And since we are getting it input box, don't rename it to text field. Just keep the name same, input box. So those who have sent me, they should do some changes based on what I just now said. Okay. You need to make sure that the path to call this input box is correct. If I am in the create page, I need to refer to the input box. I will go one level up, two level up, three level up, and then I'll go widgets and input box. Okay, so we have to go three level up, and then we have to call the widgets. If you have written like this, slash slash two level up, and then widgets, then you will get error. So when you import it, you should make sure if you are inside this create, you have to go three level up and then call the widgets. Yeah, so Ashok Kumar has completed it. Any other person who has completed it? Ashok Kumar, only you have to change the title. You have put my notes. Just rename it with the create new campaign. So those who are new, they can watch for a few days till you get the grip of what we are doing. Okay, I got from Shweta. So just put access to L. No need to put SM6 or whatever it is. Okay, Shweta has done correctly. Okay. Sonu Singh is also done correctly. Now waiting for Kate. Kate, are you done? Okay. So let me do it now. Since you have done it, now my turn to do it. Time is up. Those who have not sent me, they can send it whenever they are ready. So first thing is we need to import the input box and we need to import the React text area. Okay, so I will grab this input box and I will import this here. And where it is located, we have to go 3 level up. And then we have to go widgets and then we have to go to input box. Okay, so this is for the input box. And for the rich text area, we have to go three level up, widgets and rich text area. Okay, I got from Kate. I will replace the title with the input box right now. And I will replace the description with the rich text area. Now, rich text area needs name, label, placeholder, handle, change value. So we need all these parameters. So let's try to put it here. Name will be equal to description. Label will be description. Placeholder will be enter your description. For the handle change, right now I don't have that function, so I will create a dummy arrow function here, just an arrow function here. I will put the real one soon. And value right now I will just put anything XYZ for now. Same thing with the input box. We need all these parameters. So let's try to put all these parameters. Name will be title. This label will be title of campaign. Value will be, right now I'll put XYZ. I will put real value right now in 1 minute. Handle change, I'll put just a dummy arrow function because we don't have any function right now. If I put some handle change and if I run this file, it will give me error. So I just want to, I don't need disabled part right now. Type will be text. Helper text. I will say put name of the campaign or movement and error is equal to false now. So I just put dummy text and dummy information for here so that it should work. I have seen few students have put the handle change function name here. So though I told you to put dummy, but if you put name handle change, it will give error. You won't be able to see the page. I want to see the page. At least I can see the page, right? If you put some variable which doesn't exist, then you will not be able to see the page. Okay, I need to put button also. So let's go and grab the button. Okay, so button is done. Let's see but how button looks. Okay, so let's name this button as save, something like save. So generally I can put the full width also, but for in this case I will not resize the save button. It's up to you. You can put full width, so it will take full width. But now I just want to put the full width. I am just putting simple button. Okay. So it's up to you. You want to put full button or not? It's up to you. I use in some places full button, some places I use this simple. So for this one, I will just keep it like this one. So if you have not done like as I did, I will give you 1 minute to fix this part. Okay. We have not yet created the variable. I will create it now. So just fix the part if you have not put the things like this. Okay. Now I ask you to put it in the chat because I want to correct you the things. Some of you have put the name as props.title. So generally this will not come in the props format. You have to hard code it with what you want to show it to the user. So the name and label will be here hard coded it. It will not come in the props or from anywhere else. Also placeholder will not come. Only thing the change will be value and handle change. And later on we can also change the error, but not today. So I can delete the error part for now. No need for that one. But the changes which will be there, which I will do, is these two parts. Okay, so these two will be changed. Otherwise, rest all things will be hard coded here. Okay. So there is one change. As I was going through this, I thought to do some changes. I will not give the right access to the creator. No. I will give the right access to this campaign ID. And I will put the owner of this admin, that is owner of this campaign, inside this role. Okay, so let me explain to you. This is the role name. Let me explain you a little bit the role part. We have the role. The role can be anything. It can be administrator. It can be the campaign ID, whatever ID it is, campaign _ ID. ID will be dynamic. So role can be any name. Okay. And inside role, we have the users who can access this role. Users who can access this role. So we can put user A, user B in this role. We can put user C in this role, campaign ID. I will put user C, for example. And there is another campaign. This is campaign 1, for example. There will be another campaign campaign 2, and which is owned by user D. Okay, so what I will do, whenever I create this campaign, I will also create this role, and instead of giving the right access to the creator of this, I will give the right access to this campaign ID. So what I will say, right access to campaign ID. Okay, and I will add this creator inside this campaign ID. And anything, if newsfeed is also there or any message is also there in this campaign, I will give the right access to the campaign ID, not to this owner. Because tomorrow this owner is wrong person. He is doing bad stuff in this campaign. I will just delete his name from this role. So he won't be able to write anything in this campaign. He can only view this campaign. So that is why I will just give the right access to the campaign, not to the creator. Okay, so just delete this part. Okay, so let's go further now. Okay, so we have completed this, and every one of you has sent me the file, and which is correct, which is this one. And if you have not done as per my thing, you can do the changes as I have done it. Now the second step will be, so the first step is done. Let me say what was the first step. Let me write down. Okay, first step was step 1, create form. Okay, which everyone has completed. Now let's go to the step 2. Step 2 is divided to multiple things. One is you have to create the state variables. You have to create the state variables with object as a default, and it should have the default key value pair, title and description, because these are the fields which we will be taking from the user. B, you have to tie or you have to connect state variable with the form. So so that means this value should come from the state variable, not the XYZ. This means that one. Third thing, you need to create the handle change function, which has the 2 attributes. So you have to create a handle change function. It will take name and value, and whenever the handle change is called, you need to update the state variable. So to do these three tasks, we have already done in the previous exercise. Now you have to do it again. Okay, once you're done, just ping me in the Telegram, and I will tell you what is your mistakes, and you can correct that mistakes. And after you are done, I will do it here in this page, so that those who don't know, they can see, or those who have done it but they have done not correctly, they can watch and they can correct yourself. Okay, so time starts now. Okay, Kate has given me the solution and it is correct. Waiting for others to give me the solution. Okay, Shweta, send me the solution. Shweta, your solution is right, but you have created the handle change function but not used here in this part. So you need to call that handle change function here. Sonu Singh, your solution is not right. And I will tell you why. Ashok, you don't need to pass full width here. Here putting full width is not needed. Already in the input box there is full width. Okay, so everyone has given me the solution. So most of you have done correctly, but I will just comment on the Sonu Singh's solution because that needs extra attention. Okay, first I will talk about Sonu Singh's solution and then we will go further to do the right way. So Sonu Singh, what you have done, look here. You created one title, set title. So you create a state variable like this, okay? And then you've done same thing for the description. And you've done set description. This part is right. This is not wrong, though it is not very good way, but I can adjust with this one. I can live with this one. I will not say this is wrong or you should not do like this. Then you have created the function handle change equal to name and value. And then what you did? Set title, value, set description, value. So what will be the problem now here? And if you put this handle change inside this handle change, if you put this handle change, whenever someone changes this input box, we are going inside handle change and it is updating the title also and description also with the value. So when you change this part, then also title and description will be changed with the same value. And when you change this one, then also title and description will be with the same value. How will you distinguish whether you want to change the title or description? With this method, you cannot know that you are changing the title or description. You are changing value to both the places whenever someone does the changes. Did you got what I said? Okay, another problem is what you did. Another problem. You created title here, but when you're calling the title in this value part, you are saying title dot value. Title is a string. It does not have any value. You are creating string here and you are changing it, calling it here as object. So this will never work. These two will never work. So you cannot do things like this. Okay, so now let's go to the right solution. Others have done correctly. Only Sonu Singh has done this thing. I hope Sonu Singh you will not do this mistake again. So here we have to create a state variable, and this state variable is the object. Some of you have written the state and set state. This is the naming convention. You can give anything. I don't mind if you give state or data or record or anything, whatever you like, you can name it. And you will create the object here. Object has title, it has description. Swati has given me, Shweta has added one more field called as ID. So I'm very fine with adding the ID because this same form will be used for the edit part, and in that case we need ID. So if she has added the ID, that is also good thing. Okay, right now let it be, and right now I can delete it, but I will also add it when I will work on the edit part. So generally I will be using Redux also in many places. So I will not name the state and set state because this will confuse with the Redux state. So I will change the name. So anything locally which I will create, I may create any other thing. I can say values and set values. So this will not collapse with the state of the Redux. Though state is also right thing to use here, but for the namesake, I will use the values and set values. You can use the state also, but I want to change it to values because anything which is related to the Redux, I will use with the state, but anything locally which I will create, I will use the values. You can name anything. It's up to you. So now what I have to do, values dot title, because values is the object. Values is the object, and then we can call values dot title. And here I can call values dot description. And when someone changes it, we need to update the state. So to update the state, I will say set values. And here I will get previous value. This is the previous value. So let's call it as previous values. Then what I will do, I will return it with the previous values and then I will take the name, which is this name, and I will assign the value, that is this value. So what we are doing here, we are getting the previous value, that is the previous value is this one. We are returning with the previous value, and then we are updating with the new value, that is the name is the dynamic coming from here. So name is title, for example, value will be whatever user will put will come here. And this part I have explained 100 times, so everyone should know this part. If you don't understand this part, ask me again, and I will repeat in the end how we created this one. I just went through fast because I know everyone knows it. Handle change, and handle change is fine. Okay, now for the namesake, I will put console.log of values to see how it is working. Okay, let's check it. Okay, so right now, don't worry about this warning. This is created by the quill. Maybe we can update this quill later if the website update is, because this is coming from the quill. They have to update on their side. So initially value is title empty, description empty. When I put the title Biden 2024, so title is updated with this one, description, some Biden description. So I'm getting this description also, whatever I want to put it. So we are getting updated value in the values here and here. Okay, that is what the task is, and it is completed with this one. So those who have not done it as per the current thing, they can change it. So Shweta is getting the error. Let me see what is the error is. Component. So you are inside the routing. You go one level back, routings. You go to the components. Then you go to website 3. Is your folder website 3 or 0003? Then you go to Redux. Okay.
Mine is website 3 only, sir.
3 only. Okay. Let's see what other things can go wrong. Then we have to reduce search, and then you restore. Okay. Failed to compile this module not found. You are in the routing 3.jsx. Okay. So I put dot slash. Is it components or component for you?
For me, component.
Component, okay. Can you commit the code? I will check it.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I'll commit now.
Yeah, do it now so I can check it now. This render HTML has not to be put in the create part. This render HTML has to be put when we want to display the description, and that will be not on this page. So if you get error in the git pull or git push, then do git pull again and then do git push. Okay, some people get error in the git push, so they have to do git pull again and then git push. Shweta, let me know once you are done with your commit.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So those who are new, like May, MB, Kenny, what it is, I don't know, Lakshmi, and MB, Kenny, and Ole, you, since you are missed so many class, so you people just watch for today and for few days, and once you get the idea, you can you can also start working together with me. Yes, so like you watch the videos, and once you are ready, you can also jump in and do the code. Okay, so if you're done with these changes, let's go further now. Okay, I'm waiting for Shweta. I don't know if she is done.
It's taking time, sir. It is full and taking time.
Okay, so till she completes, we'll go further now. So when we got the values here in this state variable. Now, when someone will click this button, we need to save the data to the parse server. Okay, so the next task is, let me add the next task, step 3. Now, this will be create a function called as handle submit. B, tie it to, I'll check Shweta 1 second, tie it to button. So this handle submit should be tied to the button. When clicking of the button happens, we should call the handle submit. C, import the parse server. Import the parse library. D, okay. So before this all step, we will have one zero step. So this create function is not allowed for the users who are not logged in. So let's make this as a step 4, which we will do after one few minutes. Let's do the step 3 as this simple. Only logged in users are allowed. Those who are not logged in should be redirected to login page. So we need to call some utility here, and we need to write the code here if the user is not logged in. So the import statement will come here, and we need to also import the redirect from React router DOM, and then we have to check if parse if not parse.user.current. That means if this value is coming nil, then redirect user to login page. I'm not writing the exact code, I'm writing the logic. So you need to convert it into the real code. So if you don't know this part, then you should have watched the old videos and try to write something whatever you know. And once you're done with, even if it's wrong solution, I will put the right code. Okay, so you have to take use of these 3 points and do not allow the unlogged in user to go to this page. You have to redirect it to some other page. Okay, so how will you redirect it to login page? What it will do, it's up to you. So I give the hint. These are the 3 lines which you have to take care and redirect the user if he is not logged in. Your time starts now. Just show me the code once you're done. Okay. Okay, time up. I did not see any solution from anyone. Maybe you are feeling it difficult to do. So let's do it. Okay, I got one now. So right now we are not writing anything in the handle submit now. This 3 step is not using the handle submit. So if you have written anything in the handle submit, that's not the topic now. Okay, so we need to okay, Ashok Kumar, I see your 2 lines of the code, which is correct. I need more. Shweta. See, everyone has just put the import. I want the code. Where is this code? If part. This to import is fine, but where is this part? Okay, let me see. Ashok Kumar. Handle submit. I am not looking at handle submit. If you are giving handle submit, I will not look at it. Because handle submit will not come even. I don't even want to allow the user to go to this page. I don't want him to even surf this page. Handle submit will come only when you will click the button. This page should not be accessible. So the redirect should happen even before this page if you load anything. Okay, so let me show you now the things if you're not done it. Just watch it next time. I want you to do it because this code will be there in many pages. So I'll just put import parse from parse. Next will be import redirect. We are only redirecting. We are only calling the redirect module. Shweta has called the browser router switch. We don't need that switch and all everything here. Okay, import redirect from react router DOM. We need only one redirect part. And all the if part will come here at this point. Do not put if part here before creating the state variable or the function. All the if part will come here. So here I will say if not parse dot user dot current. That means if user is not logged in, then I will return. Since this redirect is the component, so we have to return the component redirect, and I have to set to where I want to redirect. Maybe I'll say /login. Okay, so I will return the redirect. I will not even go down. So let's test this condition and see if it is working. So remember, I have not yet created the login page. Okay, means login page is empty for me. I have to build that also. That I will do tomorrow. Right now I'm logged in, so I'm able to see it. Let me kick me off. Let me kick me out. So I'll go to application, go to localhost, just empty it, go to cookies, just empty it. Now I'm logged out. Now if I refresh the page, see I'm redirecting to the login page because that parse user does not exist. Okay, so now since register is there, I will register as a new user so that I can at least work. I'll sign up. So I'm not logged in. Now I'm logged in. Now I'll go to campaign create. Now I'm able to see it, right? So those who are logged in, they will be able to see it. Those who are not logged in, they will go to the login page. Okay, those who are not done correctly, they can call these 2 lines and they put this if condition here. We are not talking about handle submit yet. Okay, some people have put this part inside the handle submit. Okay, so we are not putting it in the handle submit. Okay, fix this part and then we'll go. Okay, done. Now, next task. This is the last task. This will be done in 5 to 10 minutes. So we have to create a function called as handle submit. We have to attach it with the button. Import parts is done. We don't need that import part. Now insert the data inside the table, and table name is C1 underscore campaign. And D, while inserting and when you're getting the ACL, make sure ACL will be right now. Just put ACL, which I'm telling you now. Tomorrow we will do it different ACL. So don't put this right now. For now, don't put this administrator, which I will tell you later. We will update it. Put the read access to public and give the write access to the owner. Right now, do this one. Owner means who is logged in. Okay. So tomorrow we will correct it with these 3 lines. Okay. I don't want you to touch these 3 lines today as appropriate. I have to think a little bit more on these 3 lines to see what is the exact thing we should put. Okay, so this is something still in the brainstorm session. I don't want to commit it now. So right now we will just do this one. Read access to anyone and write access to the owner of this post. So just do these 3 things in 5 minutes and then we are done for today. Your time starts now. Okay, let me see. Okay, who has done Ashok Kumar? Okay, so you have written till ACL, but you have not attached ACL to the post, and you have not saved the post. You have to save the post. Okay, let me see Kate. Okay. Okay, no need to create another variable for the current user. You can directly use past.user.current whenever you want it, wherever you want it. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, so let me do, and those who have not done it, they can see, they can watch it. So since we have created this handle change, we need another function. Okay, Sonu Singh, let me check the Sonu Singh solution. Sonu Singh, your solution is not correct. Sonu Singh, watch here. There are a lot of problems in your solution. So I have to create sorry, handle submit function, which is okay. Let me check. Shweta just now sent me 1 second. Event will not come because we have not created the form. So no need to put the event in the handle submit. If we have the form, then event is okay. Okay, no need to go with the form data which we did for the register or login page because we copied that one. That's the reason we don't need it. And you created the create function. Where is the create function? You call the create function and there's no create function. Why you call the create function? Where is the create function?
But in create function only we have that title and description. So
This create function, this is the component. This is the component. You cannot call this component inside the handle submit. You cannot call this create function inside the handle submit, and no need to get the form data. We are not creating, form is not even there. So form data will not be there. Okay, so that whatever we did for the register login, forget that. Don't go with that way. Okay, so if you put create function, create is the component. You cannot call this component anywhere inside this component. Okay, and this is the variables created for the values, and create and this are completely separate thing. So you cannot say create with title and description there. So you cannot call this create function here. This component is never called, except you have to refer it in the routing. Okay, so let me show you what is the right way. Maybe those who have not done this way, they can check how I am doing it. And you have created the post with the user detail table. We need to call the user detail. We should change the table name. So if you're copying with some page, then it's a problem. You should try to write down yourself. Okay. You should follow our last exercise. Last exercise was completely done with the correct way. Got it? Is it clear, Shweta?
yes, sir.
So just see, we cannot call create here. No need to call even the form data because we have not created the form. So the first line will be, so generally here validations will come. Now what validations are there? That is, if title is there or not, if description is there or not. We will put these validations tomorrow. I have not told you anything about validation. I have not taught you anything about validation, but we will do validations tomorrow. So that's why I created the placeholder. And if validations are okay, that means title and description is there, then we will start inserting in the database. So to start inserting in database, we have to put constant capital post equal to pass dot object dot extend, and then we have to give the table name C1 underscore campaign. Someone has written user details, so you should not put the same name. When you copy paste, you need to make sure you change the things. Next is post equal to new post. So this post is calling new post. Now we have to set the values. Now what Sonu Singh has done, Sonu Singh, don't mind if I'm taking your mistakes. Okay, you are learning here. Next time you will not do this mistake if I tell you. Now he has used post dot set values equal to values. We are not saving object, direct object in the database. We need to save title separately, description separately. If you put like this, a field will be created in the database with this object, and we are not doing it correct way then. So what you have to say, you have to say title here, and you have to say values dot title. Okay, so that way you are saving this title field separately in the database. Okay, so that is one thing you should remember. Okay, next will be post dot set. Sorry, it got deleted. Post dot set description equal to values dot description. I already told you you need to put few more fields. Post dot set deleted equal to 0. That means it's not deleted. And I will also put status equal to 1. That means it is enabled. I will also put the user who is creating this post. So that will be, you can directly call pass.user. No need to put it in another variable, temporary variable. Just use this direct value. So the user who is logged in will be attached to this user. Then we have to create the ACL. So for ACL, I will create constant ACL equal to new pass.acl. Then we have to say ACL.set read access. Read access or set read. What is this? Set public read access. That is what I want. Public read access. Because read should be available to public. And Sonu Singh has written read access to current user. You don't want to see this campaign yourself. This campaign will be visible for everyone. Everyone can see it. So you have to put set public read access equal to true. That means everyone can see this campaign. Right now we are putting write access to ourselves who is creating the post, but tomorrow I will change it because I will explain you the role part, and that's why we will change that role part. So I will say write access. For now I will put write access to the current user. Okay. Okay, ACL is set. We will attach this ACL to post, and then we will save this. Okay, once we save this, we have to call then and then catch. Inside then, we will put arrow function and same thing with the catch. We are not writing anything inside this right now. Tomorrow we will finish that. Okay, so that completes our post one. I will just put here done so that I can see that it is going in database. Okay, so this is the handle submit. Now I have to take this handle submit, attach to the button. On click, we will call the handle submit. So we attach the function to this button. We call the new table. We set the variables. We created the ACL. We attach the ACL to the post and we save it. Done. Let's check it now. Right now I'll create with the test only. So we have to concentrate on the two tabs. One is console and one is network. In the network, we have to go to fetch XHR. Now once I click save, see what happens here. So we are getting, it is calling the campaign C1 campaign table, and we will see that object is created with the ID of this one. That means it is success. In the console, we see done. In the network, we see what URL is called internally, what is the response coming here. Response is here also, here also. Now let's go to the table and verify it. So you will see this campaign is created with this object ID. Title is this, status is this, deleted is this. We have description in HTML format. If I go to ACL, you will see public is read, and the user who created it has the write access and read access. Though this ACL will be changed tomorrow, but right now it is what we have done it. So everything looks good. So this is working fine. Okay, so those who have not done this correctly, they can change their handle submit and do it like this. Though this will be changed tomorrow because of ACL is changed and we have to take care of this then and catch, that we will do tomorrow. So just finish it if you have not done it. I'll give you 2 minutes and then we are done.